as it should. Dumpty dumpty dum, my videos, live videos, live streams. Am I there? Yes, I am. Well done, me. Okay, it looks like I'm slightly delayed, which is confusing, but that's the way of it. Right, hello everyone. Hello, how are you? Hope you're well. It's been a couple of weeks since we've done this publicly. Last week I had a little private chat with some fans on the app, but here we are, live and direct from the chair. So if anyone who doesn't know, this is a physical chair in my studio in outskirts of London, and it is where I take questions from my fans, and then the idea is that I'm going to just mute that one because it's very distracting, and that one's very distracting as well. Sorry, 1 second. There we go. And that's very distracting. Right. Sorry, just turning everything off because I've got one screen here and I've got one screen here, and I can see lots of things. I'm just going to put my hands around it. Right, so blah 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 blah. Yeah, so this is a chair, and in it I've got some software on a tablet in front of me here. I've got a little microphone, which I'm going to brush. Can you hear that? And then I've got some lights to try and make me look not so dead. And got some speakers, I don't really use them. And basically what we've got going on inside the software here, we've got some analysis software, which takes video and sound and captures emotional data through face recognition. So it should be catching surprise. It should be catching sadness. It should be catching happy. Yay. Anger. Anyway, let's see if it works. On my arm here, I've got a heart rate monitor, and all of this information gets fed in to accompany the text that comes from the audio that then gets kind of reconstituted into some format that is known as a knowledge data store thing that goes inside Augmented Imogen. That sounds really weird. Anyway, basically, people ask this thing, which is like at the moment it's basically a chatbot, but ultimately in time it's going to hopefully be this beautiful, alive, not alive, but beautiful, full of ideas, full of words, full of knowledge about me and maybe the wider things going on in the world if she's really clever. And it's basically an exploration in personal AI. And anyone out there might have some questions about me, and instead of me answering them again and again and again and again, or people feeling like I'm not answering their questions, I'm starting to develop Augmented Imogen to do that for me, so that any questions that haven't been answered before come to the chair. Here is the chair, and I'm in the chair. And when I sit in the chair, my fans get a message saying that I'm here, and that if they'd like to chat to me, I'm here. Well, that's in time, it'll be like that. At the moment, it's I have to send them all manually an email to say, would you like to be in the chair? Here's the Zoom meeting ID, blah, blah, blah. And then, if we're lucky, some of those people turn up and ask me the question that AImogen couldn't answer, but hopefully after this answer that I give today, she will in future be able to answer that. So when I answer the question, because it's quite hard at the moment, that I basically do what I'm doing now, I just go blah, 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 for about 10 minutes when I could just say hello and welcome, let's get on with it. And I'm going to record my succinct answers, perhaps after I've said hello and had a nice chat with whoever's asking me the question, and then I'll create a succinct answer, I'll press record, and then that will go into this kind of page of stuff that I'll go in and check and then submit that to AImogen for the next time somebody asks me the question. So basically my fans are helping me develop my AI self, or an AI. That's not myself. It's like an augmented me. It's an extension of me to help me navigate this 24/7 world better, so that I can get on with music making. Okay, so our first person here we have today. Now you can't see him, but I can see him on my Zoom meeting, and his name is Tyler, and he has a question, and I can't remember what it is, so hopefully he can. And he's going to ask me, and then you will hear it through the Zoom speaker, basically through my microphone. You'll hear the tablet come in. Yeah, anyway, so it might be a bit quiet. Okay, here we go. Tyler, hello. Thank you for being so patient and waiting. And what is it?
Wait, there are loops going on. There are like other recordings of your voice going on while you're talking.
Are there? That's weird. What's that about? Let me find out. Let me see what you're talking about. Right, this is going to Oh, yeah. Ooh, fuck. Delay. Well, like that. La da da da. Quite nice, but not desired currently. Now, why is that? I know why it is. Justin, have you taken away the direct feed from the tablet as well as the microphone input? Maybe he could. I've got somebody called Justin who's online, and he is developing this with me, and he is hopefully now going to look into that and see why that is happening. It could be, Justin, because you're on my laptop. You're not muted on the Zoom. I don't know why. Thanks for this, though, Tyler. This is all part of the experimentation. Thank you for taking part in this live demo.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. I figured out what happened.
Okay, what happened? What happened? Well, there's a really big delay.
I have the Zoom and the YouTube open.
That's what's doing it then. Good. Yeah, but I could hear it though. Yep. That's what's weird. So I'm wondering if there's something our end.
Okay. Yeah, it was nothing. It was nothing. It's just that the YouTube naturally has a delay because it's broadcasting.
Okay, good. So it's just that you were hearing it twice.
Okay, there. I got rid of the YouTube. There we go.
Okay, perfect. All right. So I can't see your face. I can see your chest, which says manly. I'm not just saying that, it does actually say manly, everyone. I can now see your face I can see your face very close up, but there you go, and almost saw your face. Almost saw your face. Back up a little bit, back down.
Yep,
where is your camera?
There I go.
No, that's weird. I can see the
bottom. I don't know. I'm totally blind.
Oh, okay. Well, there we go then. Well, I don't need to. Well, thank you for sharing that with me. That does explain what I'm seeing. Well, you have a nice jumper which says manly on it. Okay, well, thank you. That's the first time I've had a chat with somebody who's blind. So there we go. Thank you for being
I'm one of the founders of what I like to call the mini Immy community.
Oh, are you the mini Immy community? Yeah. And this is what's the mini Immy community?
Okay, so there's Heapsters and then there's mini Immys.
Okay.
A Heapster doesn't have to be a musician. A mini Immy is a musician with the Immy spirit.
So you write music with the Immy spirit.
Yes, I have a musical partner who I've never seen you live in a concert, but my musical partner has. You may have. I think you talked to her. It's Lizzie, the so-called the mini Immy.
Okay. Okay. This is all very interesting. I'm really.
Yeah, she was at the Chicago. She was at the Chicago VIP show.
Oh, okay.
And then the Chicago show in '09.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think you. She claims that she has a poster of you or something, like to mini Immy from the big Immy or something.
Oh well, I have to be honest and say I don't remember a lot of things. I feel very bad about that. In fact, that's one of the things that I want AImogen to help me with, is to, if the fans are happy to give.
So we got mini Immy into the Urban Dictionary as well. I'm sure Heapster was in there first, but it took us 10 years, but we finally got, last year, we got mini Immy into the Urban Dictionary.
Amazing. Congratulations. I did not know about this. I now know. Thank you so much. I will check it out. In fact, I'm doing it right now. Urban Dictionary. Mini Immy. it is. Wow, a usually young Imogen Heap impersonator. Imogen Heap doesn't play in Grand Rapids, but there's at least a mini Immy in town we can go see. Oh. Well, thank you very much. Well done. Perseverance pays off, clearly. 10 years of attempting to get mini Immy off the ground and recognised. Well, thank you very much. I very much appreciate it. I've got all kinds of questions for you now, but I do have a limited time. But I really would love to know very quickly, how do you and your musical partner, Liz, make music? And how does it? How is mini Immy defined in your music?
Okay. First of all, Lizzie and I are not just big fans of you. By the way, she's also blind.
Okay.
But we're also big fans of comedy stuff like Weird Al Yankovic.
Okay.
and we noticed that no comedians were parodying Immy songs. They were parodying Jason Derulo's "What You Say" and picking on the sample, because some people don't like it when a song samples a good song. But no one was actually parodying Hide and Seek or Half-Life,
Okay.
or First Train Home. And for a while, we were experimenting with parodying those.
Oh, very interesting. I would like to hear how that worked out. Do you have any samples of that you could send me?
Probably. I don't know. I have a really bad recording of the First Train Home parody, but I'm not a big fan of it.
Well, I'll tell you what. Because we've still got loads to develop in this app, and that's one of the things we want to do, is to figure out how we can converse kind of in the moment. I was thinking about an audio chat room, like this thing called Water Cooler, or something called Clubhouse, like that kind of technology where you basically walk into a room virtually and you just hear people's voices. I don't know if it's if you can kind of place them where they are spatially, or whether it's just all stereo or just all mono, but that you can sit in there, in inverted commas, kind of sit there and listen to the chat and sometimes chime in. And it's something that is ephemeral, so it comes and goes. But perhaps, if we get that kind of going on the app, then we could kind of have a listening session. And maybe there'd be a place that you could post these versions.
By the way, I don't even have an iPhone or an Android. The only reason I was able to use AImogen is because whoever runs the feedback thing, I asked them, can I still interact with AImogen even though all I have is Windows? And I've been a subscriber, a Super Pass subscriber, since last October.
Oh, thank you.
So they showed me a link, and here I am.
Oh, you maybe you can help us help it be more accessible. I don't know this world at all. So many questions. I have so many questions for you, but I have no time. But I would love to continue this conversation sometime. So you could help us, make it more accessible for blind people. And it just sounds like we just need a Windows version, by the sounds of it.
The main things I mentioned in my AImogen tickets, my main questions were, can we make the Mew gloves more accessible to the blind, and the Creative Passport, especially the Creative Passport, because that's what I've been thinking about lately, is the Creative Passport. I'm one of those Bitcoiners, kind of, but only because mostly because you showed me you told us what blockchain was in 2015.
Oh my goodness, please tell me that you bought some Bitcoin because of me, or you bought some Ether or something and you made some money. Did you?
I mined some JSE, but then JSE went out of business because of COVID-19 and stock price dropping and all that.
Oh, I'm sorry.
But yeah, I mined some JSE, and I also mined some Hadron, which reminds me of both AImogen and Mycelia, because Hadron is like mining on our network by solving AI tasks. So it's like the AI and blockchain are working together.
Oh, right. Hadron. Okay. Justin, please make a note of Hadron.
Yep. It's owned by Revel, www.revel.cloud.
Okay. Oh, very interesting. You know a lot of stuff. Great. Well, I'm sorry. Yeah, I didn't either make any money. I mean, we did. People did buy some copies of that song. I think we got 200 copies bought or something of Tiny Human first song to distribute payments via a blockchain. But that ether did go up hugely in price. So for a period of time, I couldn't get it all out because of the limitations to what you could draw down. But for a period of time, it was worth £250,000. I was like, get it out! But we couldn't get it out. Anyway, such is the crazy world.
Because if I heard about Ethereum in the Tiny Human liner notes, and I was so naive that I was like, oh, Ethereum's just another Bitcoin. But I didn't realize all the smart contracts and all that until Ethereum had reached $300.
So your question, am I going to make the Mimi gloves and the Creative Passport more accessible? Thank you for the question. I'm going to hit record, except Justin, I can't make the Zoom screen any smaller. Can you help me? So I can reach the record button. Wait, I'm going to do it. I've done it. Right, here we go. So I've got to try and keep my answers succinct, which is not easy because I don't exactly know what I'm going to say, but I can always edit it later. Here we go. I would like to make the Creative Passport as accessible as possible. I'm very excited about the future of the Creative Passport because essentially it creates this kind of flattening layer of everyone by sharing their skills, sharing their projects, sharing their related collaborations, and as a way to discover artists and music makers and engineers and coders within the music space equally. It doesn't kind of rely on Twitter followers or Facebook followers. It's essentially a search. It can be a search tool to find what you need in the world from a music maker, and essentially build on this essential layer. So in terms of how we can make it more accessible, I mean, we're already discussing how to make messaging between the platform so that music maker to music maker they can discuss things, but also how we could use that for a mentorship program, or for calls for help within certain smaller communities. But perhaps you could help us develop that, because you're the first person to talk about it for the Creative Passport. So thank you very much. I'm going to click stop record, and then I'm going to get onto the Mimi one. But yeah, I do mean that. If you can think of ways to make the Creative Passport more accessible, please get in touch with Carlotta.
If only I could beta or alpha test it.
You can,
because I have screen reader software.
You can.
I can tell you how easily
yeah, that would be really great. You can actually already do that. So I'm going to send you a link.
Oh, and I have a very brief statement about a video that I hope to find on at least for subscribers only. Remember in 2010 and 2011 there was the bubble tank stuff, Live for X?
Yeah.
Are there recordings of those entire events? Because I think those should be released at least to the subscribers.
Oh, goodness, yeah. Well, the thing about that was Live for X involved a lot of other artists. So we haven't got permissions from, who was on there? Amanda Palmer was there. We had Katie Tunstall. We had, who did we have? We had Kaki King. She's amazing. Yeah.
I think Richard Branson.
Yeah, no, Richard Branson was meant to, but I was stuck with him on an island because there was a Hurricane Ivan was going over Necker Island, which is all the most bizarre story. Again, I don't have time for it, but I will share it one day. It is the most bizarre story. But basically, I got stranded on Necker Island with Richard Branson during my own stream of my own idea, and I couldn't actually take part in it because we couldn't get online. But Zay Frank, this amazing, just so funny, brilliant man, creative man, he hosted it. I asked him to host it. We were meant to co-host it, but then he did it, and it lasted for 5 hours. And he was the person bringing in all my friends and all these musicians to do that. It It's,
I can't, now I didn't see it, but I heard that the Live for Cape Town one didn't have really many celebrity guests.
No,
that it was just like a little South Africa session.
Yes, that's right. Yeah, because it was kind of put together very quickly while we were in.
So would you have permission to put that to the subscribers on Superpass?
That's a good question. I have no idea where it would be. I mean, did we do it on YouTube? Did we do it on? I have no idea where we did it. It's so long ago.
I don't know. It's like it's streamed on the website, probably embedded on Vocal or something.
Yeah, it might be with the Vocal gang. Whatever happened to them? I mean, I think they folded as a company. Okay, I'm taking it down as a request. I'm writing it down. To do. Right. So first of all, connect. Now, what's your name again? I can't see your name because I can't see the end of the bottom of the thing. Tyler Zanke, sorry. Zanke with Carlotta. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to connect with Carlotta, and you can help. You can be one of the beta testers because we already have like a couple of hundred beta testers. It'd be great to have you there. And find Live 4X sessions. Okay, I will do my best, but that is going to be quite a tough one. That's the thing, isn't it? Online, just you think it's going to be there forever, but maybe there'll be some time machine version of the internet, which I could go back and look for it somehow. There are things like that, aren't there? Time machine. You can go back and kind of peel back the layers of the years.
What's funny about those events is that they were broadcast live, but not archived, at least publicly.
Yeah. I wonder why that was. There must have been a reason.
Not even the day after it came out.
No,
it wasn't there.
I wonder why that was. I really love that idea. I'd love to work on that more. There were so many artists that really just appreciated being able to come up online quickly if they were available, sing a song from wherever home they were, and be able to raise funds for something that they cared about. So we could quickly get together for a relief fund or something like that. And there was a whole host of musicians.
Back when Live for X happened, the last one, Live for Sendai, I was obsessing over the fact that you never mentioned Bubble Tank out loud. Never in an interview, never in a video blog. You never mentioned the Bubble Tank.
That's true. I wonder why. It was made with an ex-boyfriend. Maybe that's why. No, no, he wasn't my ex at the time. He was my current boyfriend. I don't know. Maybe I just thought it was... The Bubble Tank was like a place that me and Thomas for a period of time were putting our ideas in. But this was the only one that we ended up doing, I think. Yeah, well, you know a lot about me.
Yeah, you did the live for X's and Love the Earth,
Yeah. Oh, and Love the Earth, that's right. Okay, well, it sounds like you need to help me actually write some stuff for my AI because you know more than me. Right. And a quick other one about Memu is that Memu, we are developing, we have been working in conjunction with the Drake Music Foundation for musicians with disabilities, mainly through this amazing artist called Chris Halpin, who has cerebral palsy, and he's been helping us develop the gloves from his perspective, which has been really helpful. He's one of our early ambassadors. And I know that we're working with this incredible woman. I think her name is Alison. Kelly Snick knows more about it. She's developing a gesture to speech, she's basically creating her own dialogue to speak with her daughter, who has a condition that makes that she's nonverbal. And so she's creating gestures, one-handed gestures, which then sonify the word out loud in her own voice, I believe. And so her daughter is able to learn this language, and then they can converse. It's kind of a home project, but they're working on how to develop an open source DIY version of that so that people can customize. And they're working on that at Memu's Head Central somewhere. And Kelly Snook's leading that a bit. So perhaps you'd like to get in touch with Kelly and see where that project's going and see how you could, maybe get involved in that. What do you think? Are you still there? Where have you gone?
Yeah.
Yes. Oh, it's just really delayed. Sorry. Tyler to get in touch with Kelly. Okay. So I've got 3 to-dos. Connect you with Carlotta for the Creative Passport to help with the accessibility side of things there, and to get in touch with Kelly Snook to help with the accessibility side of things on Mimi Gloves, and to find the Live for X sessions for you and put them on the app. I will endeavour to do these things. And I'm going to say thank you very much for calling me. And I'm gonna say goodbye, because I've got quite a lot of other people in the waiting room. But I've really enjoyed talking to you. I'm going to have to press, where's it gone? Remove, which sounds very rude, but I have to remove you out of the chat so I can chat to others. So I hope you can hear me all right. Can you hear me okay? You still there? Okay, yeah. Okay. All right, so I'm gonna take you out. But thank you so much, Tyler, and I'll be in touch in various ways. Lots of love. Bye for now.
Okay.
Bye. Okay. Great. That was really interesting. Oh, I love what happens in the chair. Right, Aiden Ware is next. I'm going to try and keep it a little bit shorter because I do have to get through about 20. Well, there's 10 at the moment. Maybe that'll be it. Okay, here we go. I'm admitting in Aiden Ware. Aiden Ware, where are you? Are you there?
Hi.
Hello.
I'm here.
Hello. How are you? I spoke to you before.
No, we've never actually met.
Have I never spoken to you before?
Do I look familiar?
You do look familiar. Obviously not.
Yeah, I don't know.
You hopefully would have remembered.
I live in Canada. Yeah.
Well, anyway, nice to...
I'm from Banff.
Okay.
Calgary.
Beautiful.
And then now I live in Toronto.
Lovely. Well, very nice to chat to you, Aiden. Thank you very much. I remember you sent quite a few messages through.
I did.
You wanted to know lots of things, which is good. And I sent you back some responses, didn't I? But there's a couple that I didn't. So what questions do you have for me?
So my main questions kind of surround the creative process, going into and working on shows. So I guess, how do you approach that creative process? And how do you build your team to put on these shows?
Yeah. Okay. The team thing I'm going to answer because I can think about that off the bat. When I'm putting together a live show, I don't go that far beyond the circles that are generally surrounding me. So I work with people that I've worked with before, or recommendations. I don't tend to, put up a job application for people and spread the net really wide and try and find someone. Usually in London, especially in East London, there's a community that knows somebody that's available to do what you need to do. So that's kind of how it's worked in the past. However, the last tour, I really wanted to find people that were multi-skilled, that were able to come on tour, that wouldn't mind a bit of like childcare every now and then, probably know a little bit about music and about MIDI and mapping, wouldn't be scared of some of the stuff we're trying to do with gloves and the lights and, moving around visuals, moving around the lights, the LED lights on the, just kind of that kind of aesthetic stuff. And it was really hard. And this is what I want to happen with the Creative Passport when it widens out into visual arts, so that you have you're in technical lighting, and is that correct? Visuals and lighting, that's what you do. Yeah. So ultimately we would have a kind of global connected network. I mean, it basically sounds a bit like LinkedIn, except the difference is that we are linked to each other and our works, so that it's kind of live updated information where you would put your biography once and it would pop up on all the various different sites that you're represented in. And for music, that's everything from Spotify to Bands in Town to Mimi Gloves to whatever, just wherever you want to put your biography, whatever you want to put your latest information, that's where it is. Because that's half of the problem, is how do you find people, with specific skill sets that are interested in or have a specific knowledge about something. And you have to go through quite a lot of screening to find the people with the specific bits of knowledge that you need. It could be like OSC programming, or it could be Wi-Fi knowledge in a certain bandwidth that's a new thing, you know, combined with touring, combined with being available for 3 months at, you know, at a certain price, all that kind of stuff. And it's really hard to find. And that's actually most of the time why we do go with people that we know, because that's half the battle as well, is how you're going to get on tour. Yeah. Because they could be like a genius whiz person, but if you don't gel as a group, then that can be trouble. Yeah, so it's a bit of a mishmash really at the moment, but I really, especially for musicians, yeah, and all kinds of the wider extended team, it is difficult to find the right people. Yeah, as the needs get more defined and specific, yeah, around the tech that you're using.
Sorry, you're freezing up a little bit here.
Oh, sorry, am I still frozen? Am I frozen on YouTube or am I frozen on Zoom?
It's Zoom. It's cutting in and out.
Oh, sorry.
So I can kind of make sense of what you're saying.
Oh, that's weird.
I'll rewatch the Zoom.
What can I do about that? Because you're loud and clear. I'm going to try something else.
Way too much going on.
I'm going to try something else. If I try Justin, who's online. Justin, what about if I use my laptop for the conversation, and then but the sound goes from the tablet to the, sorry, we're figuring out how to do this as we go. So you on the Zoom can hear me on my laptop, so you'll get like a really ugly version of me because I'm like a different angle. But the gang can hear you on this Zoom because I can hear you loud and clear. So I'm going to try that, but then I would have to mute him now. I'm going to figure out how to do that. I'm going to try something. It might feed back.
It's all good. Like, I can make sense of
I know, but what you're having an issue with, everyone else is going to have an issue with as well. Because you're very clear. Mute the tablet. Okay, I'm going to mute the tablet. I'm muting the tablet. And then unmute this one. Okay, so if I did that. Oh, now that's the problem. That's the problem. Yes, it will feed back. Okay, back to where we were. Back to the original way. Okay. Right, we really need to get on top of that for next week. I'm sorry. There. Well, I will speak slower and clearer to try and help as well. So what's the other question? You had there were two, and I just answered one half of it.
So my next question, there were two. Yeah. So a lot of shows these days are heavily time coded, and you know it's kind of the same show every night. Now with your shows, I imagine there's a lot of room that you want to be able to change things and experiment and play things a little bit differently. How do you? This might be a bit more technical, but how do you manage those systems? Like, is Ableton sending packets of information to consoles? How much? Where's the line between perfect synchronization and having room to change things? If that makes sense?
Yeah, I like that
question.
How
do you approach that?
Yeah. How do I kind of create spontaneity or invite spontaneity into the show, but still have enough structure that the musicians know what the hell's going on, and so do the crew? Well, what I tend to do is more around the musicians at the moment. To be honest, I don't have enough money. I haven't had enough money in the past to like do some amazing light show. We have generally spent a lot of time kind of creating scenes that we advance the venues for, and we say we would like your lighting engineer to do these kinds of scenes for these songs. The last show was very set, actually, in terms of the set list. It was very set. The previous tour, when there was a little bit more money to spend around, was much more spontaneous, and we had our own lighting person who knew lots of songs. And then we kind of just put the set list together before the night, and we just kind of quickly went through it. In terms of the like syncing up of stuff, I haven't done much visual, beautiful visuals and stuff like that. I'm hoping to work with a company called Field.io on furthering the work that they did with me on IBM on the recent commission, to create a visual identity that also lives with the AI, so that when so it kind of accessing my emotional data, it's accessing perhaps the audience heat, the temperature, or the movement somehow, or maybe there's data coming from the phones if they're up for being a part of it, movement data, heart rate, who knows. So in time, we'd like to be able to generate that into a visual system so that we become this ever-changing but reactive, generative kind of thing that has its own kind of convergent personality of its own, a kind of mix of my emotions, a mix of the crowd, and also, you know, getting data from MIDI data and tempo and all that kind of stuff from the music that we play. And in terms of keeping it like fluid with the musicians, the way that we generally do it is we'll have patches where we'll return back to a chorus sequence that will be in Ableton, that will be like a marker, and then we'll have lots of times where it's free flow, and then I click I do a certain posture, or we have a look at each other and we go to a point in time. But usually I've got control of the master timeline, and then we're flipping between fluid state of no tempo or a click but no structure, and then we flip to the harder kind of more structured sequences as well. Yeah, I haven't found the perfect marriage, to be honest. but the last one was quite fun.
I'm sorry to ask such a technical question.
That's all right. I like it. I like answering.
That's one of the things that I love doing, and I've done for shows in the past. So thank you for sharing.
Great. Well, thank you for chatting to me. And maybe next time we come through Toronto, you'll be our lighting engineer. Who knows?
Yeah.
Or our visual.
Very nice to meet you.
Wonderful. Very nice to chat to you. Thank you, Aidan.
Thank you.
Bye. Right. Move you, sorry. Okay, great. Okay, we've got Emma Zink. Who's next? Let's bring her in. Emma Zink. I wonder what she thinks of this. Mm-hmm. I wonder why it's so jittery. Oh, wait a minute. Hello. Oh, I recognise you. I chatted to you before, didn't I?
Hello.
Or am I just having like a massive day of deja vu? I have talked to you. I have talked to you before, haven't I? Yes. Okay. I'm not going mad. No, that's right. But hang on one second, Emma. Sorry to keep you waiting. I've just had a little message from Justin. And it says, before inviting the next person, can we stop the Zoom call on the tablet and try launching it again, this time in Chrome? So would you mind if I did that? And I'm gonna come back in and chat to you. But I'm just gonna see if this helps the delay and the kind of lag going on. Is that all right? I'll be back. You stay there, though. You stay there. You stay there. I'm gonna leave. Okay. Meeting. Okay. And now what? Now what do I do? So before inviting it, can we stop the Zoom call on the tablet? Try launching it again, this time in Chrome. Okay, so I'm launching it in Chrome. Right, I'm going to delete that. Okay, there. New tab. Join. Oh, you're doing it. Okay. Da-dee-dum-dum-dum. Wonder what we should do in the meantime. I'll tell you what I'll do. I will read you some lyrics and you can tell me if they suck or not. By nodding your head, because I can't hear you. I've forgotten about this brilliant lyric writing software. So good. I just completely forgot about it. I think the reason why I ditched it was because it went off. It went online only, like, so you couldn't use it offline mode. Or at least I haven't figured it out how to do that. Right, so it's called Master Writer, and you can go in there and you can write. You can do different versions of the same song. You can add. Right, here we go. So this one hasn't really got a name. Well, it has, but it's a terrible name, so I'm not gonna. Okay, here are the lyrics that I've got so far for Dancey Piano. Are you ready? I don't think they're that great. They don't sound that great. There's not like poetry or anything. Okay, go make your bed, hang the washing up, or go call up a friend. It doesn't have to change the world. It's a bit low. Don't look at them. Remember, that's not the whole story. It pays dividends to not drop the girl, meaning me. Don't forget yourself. Don't pay attention to yourself. Stop paying attention to so many other people. I mean, comparing yourself. Switch the flow, or Neptune hold you hydrothermal. So Neptune, god of the sea, keeping you down as far down as you can go, down with the hydrothermals, right at the deepest part of the ocean. So switch the flow, meaning switch your mental state. Switch from this kind of basically feeling a bit depressed. Get out of that. Because Neptune's going to hold you hydrothermal, dark, deep down. In your cranium glows, I think a little bit too wordy maybe, the chemical reactions up to no good. So basically, I try to remind myself that it's just chemical reactions. And then the chorus goes, it's not a chorus, it's not good enough for a chorus. And it sounds a bit like a Taylor Swift song. I realise I've got to change it. It's good. I don't know. It goes, doesn't matter how you got here, you got here. Doesn't matter how you got here, you're here now. Doesn't matter how you got here, you're here. It reminds me of a Taylor Swift song. I don't know which one it is. Anyway, square one, time to play it out. And the next verse is sun and the sea. Oh no, sun and the sea. Maybe a hammock swinging, a good book to read. Happy kids in the scene. Blue sky for all, or justice for all, or freedom for all. Everybody's built their flea market full of second-hand dreams. I really like that line. That's my favourite line. Everybody's built their market full of second-hand dreams. I like it. That's my favourite one. That's probably the only one I'll keep. And then it's stratospheric. Protective layers frazzled in the burnout. Give it credit. You're leaner, tougher, wiser, or somewhere thereabouts. Okay, that's the words. That's what I've been doing. I didn't spend that long doing it. I have been doing lots of other things, like emailing lots and lots of people to come and sit and chat to me in the chair, or doing my blogs, or updating the app, or trying to figure out how to set up a continuous YouTube weekly thing. I've been doing so many things, checking on the GoFundMe site, seeing if anybody has any covers. I miss Catty. Catty is my online person. She does this every day, all day, and I miss her. If you're watching, Catty, I hope you're doing okay. I miss you. Can't wait to bring you back. Just got to find a way to pay everyone. Right, what's going on, Justin? What are we doing here? Is trying to fix it so that it's not so laggy. Okay, I appreciate that. I'm just going to have to chat a bit more and see that Emma is still there. Hello, Emma. Thank you for being patient. But we're just trying to get it working on the tablet, because that's the one. Oh, you can't actually hear me. Yes, you can. Anyway, right. What else could I play you? What else could I read you? I have been working on a few songs. Anyway, if anyone is in my app right now, you can go to AImogen and try out some of these questions. Okay, I'm just going to find the questions. So these are questions that people sent in that AImogen couldn't previously answer, but now can. Are you looking to do any soundtracks in the future? You could try that one. What kind of film or TV show would you like to make music for? You can try that one. How did you write the music for Harry Potter and the Cursed Child? Where did you learn about engineering? When did you start using computers? How did Imogen get into music production? How do you write songs? How did you come up with the name Frou Frou? What's your secret job? What's the rest of that one? If you were doing something else than being what you are right now. What's your favourite book? What are you reading these days? What's your favourite colour? Can you recommend a show to go and see? Anyway, all of those questions, you can have a go at AImogen if you're in the app and see what she says, and give her some tests. If she's not good enough, let us know in the feedback email, which I can't remember what it is, somewhere in the app. Okay, right, Justin, please. We are publicly streaming. I need to speak to somebody now. I mean, I can talk for England. I can continue talking. It's no problem. I really do need Alexi to also come off furlough soon, because I want him. He has got all of the songs that I've ever recorded in order somewhere on a drive, and I want him to populate the app full of them, because there's lots of old ones that aren't anywhere, and I want them to go up on the app. But I have to wait for him to come. Hello? You can't hear me. What? Oh, sorry, Justin's trying to talk to me. Okay, hello. Can you let in a new participant to the Zoom call, please? Oh, I see. Where? Yes, I can see that, Justin. Justin's talking to me in code. No, not in code, but like from this strange thing. Right. Can you let... I have let her in. She's there. Emma is there. I'm going to unmute her. And it's going to be weird because we're going to be delayed. Wait, hello, Emma. Are you there?
Yeah.
Could you mute the other version of me? Thanks. Can you I have let her in. She's there. Emma is there. I'm going to unmute her.
Yeah.
And it's going to be weird because we're going to be delayed. Wait, what? Hello, Emma. Oh, wait a minute. I can hear too many people now. There. Oh, goodness me. What's going on? Could you mute the other version? Oh, my goodness me. This is very confusing. Where is the YouTube link? She's there.
Wow.
I'm going to unmute her. Oh, my God. Is that... Maybe that's you. Is that you, Emma, who I can hear twice? Oh, goodness.
No.
Oh my goodness. Confusing. Where is the YouTube link? Justin, is that you? Is that maybe that's you? Is that you? Oh my God. Emma, who can my head in it's like we're in a time warp.
I don't know. There's so many echoes.
Where is the YouTube link? Justin, is that you? Have you got Emma? Have you got YouTube on?
No.
Okay. Oh my God, I'm going to have to quit everything. I can hear like 10 versions of myself. Oh my God, what's going on? Have you got Emma? Have you got YouTube on? This is very confusing.
I don't have YouTube on now.
Oh my God, I'm going to have to quit everything. I can hear like 10 versions. Where is that version of me? I can't find it on my phone. Have you got Emma? Have you got YouTube? Oh my God. This is very confusing. Oh wait. Oh no, that's not it. I'm going to have to quit everything. I can hear like 10 versions. Where is that version of me? I can't find it. This is so surreal. Justin. Oh my God. Right, I'm going to have to mute. I'm going to have to mute that. That's not it. No. This is the weirdest thing I've ever experienced. Ah! This is like, oh my God, I can't find it. All right, I have to delete. So strange. Oh my God, where is that thing? I can't find it. It's the weirdest thing I've ever experienced. Ah! Right, I'm just muting my laptop. I don't know how that's possible, but I'm hearing a YouTube. I'm hearing something and I can't find out where it's coming from. Oh, it's coming from there. Right. How do I mute that? If I quit Ustream... Right, I'm closing that. Okay, I'm very sorry about this, Emma. Right. Coming from there. No, it's still there. How do I mute that? If I quit Ustream... Right, closing that. Okay, I'm very sorry about this. No idea where that is. Right. No, it's still there. Ah. Oh my God. It's so weird. Can you hear me? Oh. Hello. Are you there?
Yes.
Hi. I'm sorry about that. That was
okay.
So confusing. There was like 4 different websites open. Like there were 2 different YouTube ones. Yeah. There was a restream thing, and they were all hidden, and it was really, really, really weird. Okay. Right. Okay. Now I can't find the Zoom page because I've closed everything down. Oh my God. Okay. Now, please wait. The meeting host will let you in soon. Justin?
Yes. Can you Can you let Imogen into the meeting?
Imogen in the chair host me? No.
No, the other Imogen.
Ah, admit. Okay, I'm going to mute me now. Oh. What? I don't want that version of me. There. Start video. This one should not have gone public. This one should definitely not have gone public, should it? Emma, this one shouldn't have gone public, should it? This should have been kept for the Heapsters, the comedy of it all.
Yeah.
Dark comedy. Right. Is the chair good? Could you start the video, Justin?
Yeah.
Thank you. Crikey.
So just for the moment, your video is through the chat.
Yeah.
You're being recorded through the chat.
Okay.
So the Zoom calls are not coming through the chat.
Okay. I didn't understand that, but as long as you understand it, because there's lots of delays going on there. Right. I'm going to chat to Emma. Is Emma there? Emma, are you there? Can Emma hear me? Emma can't see me, though. How does Emma see me? And now I can't hear Emma. Oh, okay. Justin, what's going on? I can't hear Emma, and Emma can't see me. Justin?
Through the chat, but to see you in the little version that she's seeing in the
Okay.
Can you hear? I can hear.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear Emma. So am I muting? Where am I muting? Yes. And now, can I hear Emma in the other one?
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
But you're delayed.
Am I?
For me, it doesn't matter. It's fine.
Okay.
Right. Okay. Well, as long as people can hear you, I can hear you, and you can see me, it doesn't matter that it's all a little bit delayed. But your audio is weirdly not coming from when your mouth moves. Because of something that Justin has done. But there we go. It's fine. We will deal with this later. So Emma, hello. Thank you for being there for this wonderful experiment. Now, what is your question?
So my question, I'm actually an assistant editor and an editor in film and TV.
Yeah.
And I cut trailers a lot, but I'm also interested in music videos. I've never worked professionally in them, but I've always been super interested in them. So I have like a couple of questions about that. The first one being, how do you usually come up with your concepts?
For music videos?
Yes.
Crikey. When was the last time I did a music video? So long ago. What was the last music video I did? Tiny Human. That was the last one, wasn't it? Is that the last one? That was like 4 years ago, 5 years ago. 4 years ago? Was that the last music video I did? I think it was. Okay, I'll tell you how I came up with that idea. Every time I make a video, it's always very different. Sometimes a brilliant director such as Simon Henwood is a brilliant man who actually very sadly had a slip on the floor and has brain damage and can't direct movies anymore. Yeah, and he's also written some beautiful children's books. Simon Henwood, just so sad. He's still alive, but it's really awful. Anyway, he directed a Headlock video, and I just love him. I love his mind, and I just said, I'll do whatever you want. So it was his idea to kind of walk around with these strange creatures, and I think he got someone to make some stuff, and then I had to wear this long weird tail and a thing coming out of my head, and just to pretend to be a strange crocodile dinosaur, and enjoyed that very much. And he kind of brought all these trinkets to the video shoot. Another one was working with Ez Devlin. She's this brilliant stage designer mostly, and she was I think she was like co-designed all the stuff at the Olympic ceremony in 2012, was it? Whenever it came to London. Anyway, she designed the tree that I went around the world with, and we worked together on First Train Home, the one where I'm kind of running around a zoetrope. That was her idea again, but it's all about, you know, trying to get drunk, trying to have a good time in this party and not really working out. But in the end, I didn't really like that. I don't know why. I look back at it now, I think it's actually really good. But at the time, for some reason, I just didn't like it. I don't know why. I have no idea. And I kind of feel like I really insulted her by going to then record a different version at home with a bunch of friends in the living room upstairs, dancing around to this song where I just brought some friends in to film it. So there's two versions of that, but I still look back at it and go, why didn't I like it? Do you know the ones I mean? There's one where I've got this really crazy hair.
I've seen both.
Which one do you like more?
I like the one at your place at the party.
In the house, or in the zoetrope?
In the house, yeah.
In the house. Okay.
No, in the house. Yeah.
Good. Okay.
It's so fun.
But how I recorded, it's just so every single video has a very different story actually. Like Breathe In is the most amount of money that I hope I ever spend on a video. Well, I didn't spend it. Island Records did. They spent £150,000 on that video, and it's not even that good. It's just, back then they wanted this very famous director. I can't remember his name. Oh, don't. I hope. Okay, it's not that it's not good. It's just that it was a lot of money. Sorry, it is good. I can't remember who directed it now. It is good. It's just a lot of money, and we were upset that we had to spend so much money that ultimately we have to pay back on this video. And we were like, we don't want to spend that much money on the video. No, you have to spend this because this is your hit song, and you need a really good video. And I just remember we were both in a bit of a grump the whole day, just going, what a waste of money. What a waste. I could have that money. So, yeah. But then we really loved the Must Be Dreaming one. Guy found the director for that one, this Japanese director he loved. And we really had a great time with that one. I think I swam in a tank for quite a long time trying to get all the underwater stuff. I really loved, when I was younger, I mean, I do now, but videos are very different because we don't have the money, don't have the major label support, don't have any support really. So budgets have just shrunk down to like about £5,000 basically for a video, from these huge budgets that they used to do, from, you know, ridiculous. I mean, that was quite cheap for a video in those days. They were just desperate to get on VH1 and MTV, and that would kind of make or break an artist back in those days when they didn't have YouTube, didn't have Spotify, didn't have anything. It was just, you know, you had to get on MTV basically. Yeah, but anyway, Tiny Human is one of my favourite videos, and the idea for that was purely out of necessity. I couldn't go very far. I'd just given birth to Scout. We had to do it quickly. We had to do it cheaply, and we had to do it as a family. So Mike Labor, who is Scout's dad, we filmed it in the barn next to the house, where one day it's going to be this creative arts centre, wonderful music and tech community centre. But at the moment, it basically, Jason, who works here, he hung a shower head above my head, and thankfully it was partially warm. And I sat in this old chair, and the idea was to just do all one take, but to go through different speeds with Mike. So I would do one take, and then he would quickly flip into a different speed recording, and then it would flip down to slow and then up to fast. And we'd time it so that I would do the movements according to the, you know, the points in the song. And it was all one take, but we did end up cutting it together a bit, I think. And it was quite really, really fun because I worked with Stephen Hoggett, who I love, is a choreographer. He choreographed all the Harry Potter play. scene changes and all of the movement direction. He's just so good, and I love him as a person. And if you're on the app, you have to see the dancing solo videos that he sent me, and then I put some music to that. So that's his idea. I don't know what we're going to do with those, but anyway. So I asked him, I said, could you choreograph me? Because I've never done any choreography before. But I was really like flabby because I'd just given birth and I wasn't prepared to like get in a tight suit or anything. But I thought if I just wore my nightie, the nightie that I breastfed Scout in, you know, it's like a baby nightie thing, and just had my hair wet, I didn't have any makeup on. I just wanted to be me. I just wanted to be how I was at the time. Just bear it all out. Apart from I wasn't naked, obviously, but just be there as a mum with all this water just washing over me, with this choreography that we did together, Stephen and I, which I really love. I love the process. It was, I've got to click stop recording. I'm recording this. It's like the longest answer ever. There was a fox in it. This is a fox. And I didn't explain to him. He kind of gave me these tools to work with. He said, you know, what would you like? What would you, something, I can't even remember, but every single thing I do had a particular meaning. Maybe if I looked back on it, I'd know. But anyway, this was the fox. The character that Scout really liked. That I would be like, hello, Scout. Good morning. And so there were two of us, me and her. And I can't remember the other bits in it. Anyway, it was this particular, these movements that I worked with him on. And I loved it. Anyway, everything's different. I don't do enough of them to kind of have a formula. Usually it's all done in a panic, and with very little money, unless it's from a label. That's my long-winded answer.
So the second part of that was just, is there any song you wish you could have made a music video for that doesn't currently have one?
Yeah, loads. I mean, back in the day, you only really had enough money to do 1 or 2 videos per album. My first video was Getting Scared, which was me in the back of a van, literally in the back of a van, driving around London with this really irate driver who was very upset that we'd gone slightly over his time quota and was driving faster through London because he thought that would speed up the process, but I still had to sing the song the same amount of times. So it's actually really dangerous. I wasn't harnessed in for quite a lot of it, and we were going around these corners and I could have easily just flown out the back, you know. It was really dangerous. I don't know if you'd be able to do that now. And I remember right at the end, I was so upset with him because he literally put his life, you know, my life was in his hands, and he was driving like a crazy person around London knowing that I wasn't harnessed because he wanted to get home. I mean, anyway, we shouldn't have been late. But we got outside of where they normally do the Chelsea Flower Show, somewhere on the Chelsea Embankment, and I had a blue pot of paint, and I remember just being so angry with the situation that I just chucked paint everywhere, and I got it all over the floor. And I don't know if he was there, but it was, I wouldn't do that now, but I was like 18, 19. And for very many years after that, there was this blue paint was still on the floor after that video. Anyway, so what song would I like to do that I haven't done yet? Well, all the Sparks have them, don't they? Yeah, I mean, none of the free. I would have liked to have done a video to something really beautiful with lots of like pretty lights and kind of partly animated, maybe kind of ethereal, beautiful hills and green and forests and somebody with a child. I'd like to have done something with that. Yeah. I mean, I would have loved to have done more on the Free record. What else was there? Speak for Yourself. What tracks one? Speak for Yourself. I'm trying to think. Oh, the moment I said it, I would love to do a video for that, because I think that would create a really, like a film, a kind of mini film. I'd love to do something really, really kind of dark, you know, moody, lots of rain, shadows, like light playing on windows, that kind of thing. I'd like to do something with that one. Yeah. So if you're offering, anyone's offering, you know, don't have that much time on my hands right now, but I would like to do videos. There's just not a lot of spare cash going around right now, I have to say.
That's fair.
Yeah. But thanks for the question. That's nice questions to be asked. Yes.
Yeah. Thank you.
I will try and write those up more succinctly for the next person to ask those questions. Thanks so much, Emma.
Sounds good.
Chat to you again another day. Bye. Right. Now, okay, she's removed herself. Okay, Trevor. Wow, it's already 6:13. Oh my goodness. Right, I've got to do this by 7. Otherwise I won't have time to eat before the 9 o'clock thing. Trevor, are you there? Trevor there? Trevor.
Hello.
Oh, he's there. He is there. Hello. How are you?
Okay.
Good.
I'm obviously a couple of minutes behind. Hey!
That's all right. Thanks for popping by. Sorry to be so, verbal diarrhea-like. That means everyone has to wait so long. Anyway, nice to chat to you.
That's all right.
Your hair looks great. Don't worry, I can see.
This is weird because I'm brushing one way and it's going away.
Oh yeah, that is weird. So Trevor, do you have a question for me?
I do. I don't know if it's one of the fundamental things all artists and creative people have to consider. But do you have any problem with enjoying music, indulging your love of music generally, when you have to, produce your own music and you have to, sort of steer the stormy waters of copyright and the like? Do you ever worry about unconsciously copying people?
Yeah, good question. Well, the first part of that question was, does it dampen my experience of enjoying music? Is that right? Making music?
In a way, do you have to be cautious?
Yeah. Okay.
I suppose what I'm thinking of is that years and years ago, I learnt about the thing about the Beatles and Yesterday.
Right.
That, Paul McCartney woke up having dreamed the melody and immediately went into a panic and almost did like a lost and found thing, going around everyone he could think of in the music business, saying, is this your melody?
Yeah. Interesting. It's a bit easier these days, isn't it? Maybe you could even sing into Shazam. I don't know. Does Shazam kind of recognise just somebody singing a song? I never tried it. They should do that.
Is that like the vocal version of tap a keyboard spacebar and I'll tell you what the track is? Yeah, exactly. It's Shazam is like a program that you can download as an app, and you can be listening to something on the radio and go, oh my god, what's that song? I love it. Or watching something on the TV and you can Shazam it, and then it will identify the song very accurately, very quickly, because it's got all kinds of algorithms that know what it's looking for in terms of sound and tempo, and like I can't remember what it's called. It's like a certain type of file. Anyway, it analyzes it very quickly, recognizes it, and then tells you what the song is, and then you can listen to it on Spotify or whatever. But I'm wondering if it works. Let's try it. I'm going to Shazam a song of my own. Let's see if it works. Oh, I can't because my phone doesn't work. Wait. Oh my god, I hate my phone right now. The screen doesn't work, so I've got to use accessibility voice control. Right, wait there. Open Shazam. This is ridiculous. Right, I'm going to sing. What song should I sing? Any song. Bad Body Double.
Okay. How does that go?
It's not me, no, it's Bad Body Double.
I don't think it's going to... Oh, we'll try it. Okay. It's not me, no. It's my bad body double. Oh, this is my bad body double trouble. Oh, no. My bad body double. Okay. Let's see if that worked. Long press to audio Shazam. I just did that. Okay. Here we go. It's not me, no. It's my bad body double. This is my bad body double trouble. Oh, no. My bad body double. This is my bad body double trouble. Oh. What's it doing? It's meant to be Shazamming it. I did long press to Shazam. Tap to Shazam. I did that.
It's not me, no. It's my bad body double. This is my bad body double trouble. No result. Right, we're going to try again. Tap 2. Tap 2. My phone's driving me mad. Tap 2. That bit of my screen is broken. Oh no. Anyway, it doesn't. It doesn't do it. If it can't recognise Imogen Heap singing her own song, it's not going to be able to do it for anyone else's. But there should be somebody that does. There should be something that does that. You should make that app that recognises rough melodies to try and see if it's already copywritten. Anyway, a perfect example is I've already done it because I was trying to write this song. I'm just trying to find the lyrics again. For this piano dancey thing that I from the improvisations the other day, that people said they liked this one particular bit, and it turns out as I was listening to it, I was like, that sounds like a Taylor Swift song. So what was it? It's the bit that goes dun, 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 dun. Doesn't matter how you got here, doesn't matter how you're here. It doesn't matter how you got here, you're here now. Matter how you got here, you're here now. Doesn't matter how you got here, you're here now. It just reminds me of a Taylor Swift song. Maybe somebody will know and they can put it in the YouTube comments at another time. It's definitely something off the Sing soundtrack or something like that my daughter's been listening to. So, in short, generally I don't worry about it because I don't listen to that much music. Yeah.
Is that down to how busy you are, or is that a sort of conscious decision?
I've just always had a funny relationship with listening to music. I love it when somebody else DJs. Like, I love Guy Sigsworth when he DJs. I love him anyway. But when Guy Sigsworth DJs, he's so good. He just finds the best songs. It's so enjoyable. I love listening to other people DJ. But I can't decide what mood I'm in to listen to something. And then I kind of think, oh no, that's not what I want to hear. Oh no, I don't want to hear that. Oh, I don't like that lyric. Oh, I can't listen to that thing. But I do go back to a lot of music by this guy called Will Weisenfeld. He's got many different monikers, but one of them is Goetic and another is Baths. And I really like his music. And I think it would be almost impossible to plagiarise him because it's just so far away from the kind of music that I would write, and maybe that's how I get around it. I mean, until my daughter was born, I listened to very few bits of vocal music. I tend to listen to what's it called? Teenage. I'm just trying to wait. Teenage. See, this is how bad I am at remembering what kind of music I like. Something in his computer music band, his music computer band. If I'm stuck for something to listen to, I can't even show you on my phone because I can't use my phone. I can't remember his name. Anyway, really like heavy dance music with a kind of electro pop, sometimes vocals. Jackson and his computer band. That's it. I really like his music. I listen to that sometimes. If I'm on the tube, I like listening to him. But it's something that I can never plagiarise. So the answer is no. I don't worry about it. That's not why I don't listen to music. It's because often I just prefer silence. I've just got a lot of stuff going on in my head. I get completely consumed if there's music in the room. Like, I can't just have it going on in the background. My mum listens to the radio all the time, and if I'm with her, I just like, can we turn the radio off? Or people just listening to music in the background. I can't do it. It just completely takes over my brain. So I don't tend to do it because I've tend to got a lot of things that I need to do in the day, and unless there's nobody there and I can have a dance, then I don't listen to music, and that's very rare. The sad truth. So, there. Long-winded answer. Nice question to have. Thank you. I'm sure sometimes I must plagiarise. But there's enough time for people to listen to stuff and go, that sounds a bit like that thing, you should probably change that. But I don't think it's happened to me. I've had other things go, that sounds really like my song. But I don't tend to mind. So there we go. That's my long-winded answer. And thank you thank you for the question. I will endeavour to write that up and put it into a chunk to AImogen for another person who might have the same question.
Thank you.
My pleasure. Have a lovely day.
Thank you, and you.
I'm going to remove you now. Sorry.
Bye.
Bye. Okay. That's already right. Skylar Belcourt. Skylar, is it a her or a he or a... what happened? Camera and microphone are loud. Justin, what are you doing? Ah, hello, Skylar.
Yeah, hi.
Hello. How are you?
I am doing well, and at work, but doing well.
Oh, what's worked? Is this kind of not allowed?
I am a therapist, and I have group, but something ran late, so I actually have a half hour. Otherwise, I would have had to skip the call again this week. So
you are in between therapy sessions?
Yep.
Wow. Am I the next one? I'm sitting in my chair. Okay, I'm here for a therapy session. I think I need a bit of therapy. I haven't had therapy for a while. It's probably overdue. Were you the question about the mental health?
I was not.
Okay.
I'm listening to you on my phone. Let me turn that off because it's delay.
How's your day been?
It has been honestly not great. I had a pretty terrible week.
Sorry.
My mother's apartment caught on fire.
What?
Not her building, not her actual room, which luckily, but she almost died in a fire like 2 years ago. So like all of us are just real kind of stressed out.
Yeah.
Didn't sleep well.
Oh, that's awful. I'm sorry.
Right. So that's all that really matters.
That's awful. So she got to move out for a bit, or is it permanently damaged?
No, she was able to get back in. It was like on a different floor and far enough away where she was like the rest of the apartments are fine. I think they caught it fast enough. So
that's very lucky. Wow. Oh, yeah. It's bringing up all kinds of memories of.
Yeah. It was not a great time, but hey, we're here now. Everyone's safe. Everything's good.
Yeah. Well, good. I'm glad you're all safe. So what was your question then?
I actually had two. So I went kind of the more human-y question route. So because interview questions are nice and stuff, but I just asking stuff about a person. So like the first one was a kind of a silly one. Like, do you ever get your own music stuck in your head?
Yes, I do. In fact, I had this song that I was like, this is going to be a great song. And I wrote it at the piano as one of these 4 that I wrote in like a couple of hours when I had a Saturday free to myself in the Hackney house. And I wrote this song and I was like, oh, it's just so great, this melody. And I kept singing it. And then I was singing it in the house. I just kept singing it. It's just like really, I don't usually, but this one was just going round and round. And I was like, that must mean it's good, right? If I keep singing it all the time. Anyway, it went like this. I can't remember the words, but it went da 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 da. Quite generic, right? But it was the way it was sung and the lyrics, and I was like, oh, something in this. And then it went da 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 da. It was a sad song, a very sad song, and I just really liked it. And then Alexi was like, that song that you've been singing is was it the Fine Young Cannibals? No, it's what's the name of that band? I can't remember anything. Anyway, it's the song that sounds like that. Dun, 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 dun. Can't remember it now. And I was like, of course it's that song. Does it sound familiar? Yeah. I mean, it's a very kind of, quite obvious melody, perhaps. But it's where it went afterwards, because then it went unexpected and I really liked it. But this bit, I can't remember the name of the band. They're a British band. Anyway, maybe he'll text me. I doubt he's watching because he's on furlough and he's probably enjoying his time to himself. Anyway, I was like, oh well, that's that one then. That's that gone. But thankfully I did keep singing it round and round. Otherwise I would have gone into the studio, spent like 2 weeks trying to make this beautiful track, and then it would have been like, no, that's that song. So it's a good thing I was singing it to myself. But generally, I don't get my own songs stuck in my head, especially if I'm not working on it. If I'm working on it, I might be singing it because it's just going around in my head. But if I'm not working on it, I never sing my own melodies. I don't think. Never crosses my mind. Never think about it. Don't ever listen to my own music unless I'm forced to.
That makes more sense. Never mind.
Yeah. But yeah, cool. Nice question. Do you have any other questions?
Yeah, I think the other one that I had asked was, like, what were some of just your favorite things that you have composed?
Okay, yeah, my favorite things. Okay, I think that my favorite songs that I've composed are the ones that I feel are the most original. So I would put into that bag Canvas, Hide and Seek, The Moment I Said It, what's that one I really like? Oh, I love The Listening Chair. I love that. I really think I'm really proud of that one because I've still got to write this year's one because it's every 7 years. But I love that. I love it as a challenge. I love it. It's like therapy for me, that song, because I have to go through emotions for the last 7 years and feel about how I define myself and how I want to move on, or not, or go back. But what's the other one? Neglected Space. That's my favourite one. That's one of my favourite ones because I just love that I'm the voice of all neglected buildings. That's just so strange. And I really enjoyed getting into the head of what I thought might be the head of neglected buildings and looking at all these beautiful photographs of neglected spaces on Flickr, of these old pianos just left for dead in these grand houses where people suddenly had to leave for some reason, and why they had to leave, and how could they leave a piano? It's awful. Absolutely terrible. It's just dreadful. How could anyone leave a piano in a house? Such beautiful pianos. It's dreadful. So yeah, they're the ones that I like.
I actually remember that one because it was pretty sudden. Like, I wasn't expecting it the very first time I listened to that album, and I remember, okay, that was strange. What was going on there? And I remember having to, because I think driving at the time when I listened to the album the first time, I listened to that one specifically, going, oh, well, that's interesting.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I do remember pretty specifically.
What's she doing? Yeah, I really like that one. That's why I like doing film music. That's why I like doing theatrical stuff, the little bit of stuff that I did with Harry Potter, is you get to be somebody else for a bit. You get to explore other sides of you that sometimes you don't feel comfortable sharing on a record because you're not, it's just a small piece of you. It's not like the bit that you present day to day. It's like these little pieces that are generally unspoken or because it's not really your day to day. And with Neglected Space, I really enjoyed just kind of diving into a different part of me, and kind of taking on the persona of that building, like a neglected person.
I feel like this taps into some of that same stuff that you're doing right now, like talking about things that you really haven't talked about in different ways. Yeah,
I love this. I love being in the chair. It was one of my friends that said it's kind of like therapy. No, it was Sarah maybe that said it. She said, I think you're really getting a lot of that. It's almost like therapy for you. And she's right. It is. It's and then now you're here and you're an actual therapist. Do you have any advice? Anything to offer? What kind of therapy do you do?
I mean, you're not my patient, so it'd be unethical for me to offer anything to you. And in terms of currently what I used to work exclusively with heroin addicts out east in the United States, which was actually some of my most favorite stuff, surprisingly.
Yeah.
Now I'm working in it's called a partial hospitalization program. So people that are like with really severe like anxiety and depression, we do kind of like it's called DBT and CBT, so cognitive behavioral therapy and dialectical behavioral therapy to help like get people kind of back on track so they can get back into the day-to-day real world.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to say real world because it's still the real world when you're really depressed and unable to do things.
Mm.
So yeah, it's a lot of fun stuff.
Yeah.
I that wasn't sarcastic. I actually really enjoy it. So.
Yeah, no, I'm sure you do. Yeah, no, it's very interesting. Yeah. Well, now's not the time to discuss these things, but if we were in a bar right now, I'd be like, hey, let me tell you some stuff, da, 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 and just be like gleaning for some advice.
Well, you wouldn't get much. There's that fine line to draw between like the people that you know and
Yeah, I suppose. But I generally just share everything with everyone. Anyone who asks, everyone is interested. Anyone is interested. I was talking to my friend Adam today about depression. Actually, I was talking to him about just things over a period of life. Never been clinically like depressed but have a bag of pills that are kind of sitting at the bottom of the cupboard just in case. That's been at different points, and having a discussion with him today about should I share that today on the stream, that I've got this bag of pills that a doctor suggested that I should take, and I've been kind of in two minds about what to do about it, really, because it's not every day, it's just some days, and yeah, and it's just, anyway. So I was just curious. It's funny you should bring it up, but I'm not going to go into it in any detail right now. But I'm happy to talk. And I kind of wondered if I was to go down that journey and share those kind of, the not so great bits of the day and that journey with my mental health. If I was to share that, which I've never done, because I've never really identified it as potentially a problem. I'd always identified it as, that's just part of being a musician. There's ups and downs, and mainly downs, but then there's lots of ups, and when you're on stage you're really up, and then everyone thinks it's all fine, and it is fine. It's great on stage. I love it, but then it's the other stuff. So just whether I should discuss that or not, or whether, because if I just start discussing it, then I'm kind of open for a whole new journey with a whole new kind of space of discussion that I don't know if I have time for. The wider discussion about mental health and depression and musicians and anxiety and suicide and all that kind of stuff. So I was just thinking about that today, and he said, well, obviously there's people who would really appreciate that, and you could have really meaningful conversations with your fans about that. I know I could, and I was like, I know that. There's also going to be a couple, aren't there, let's face it, who it's going to be tough with, because people have different viewpoints about that. And it's those people that maybe they're not out there, but maybe they are, whether I want to go into that conversation. Anyway, curious.
I mean, I think that sounds like it's not something that you have to share with everybody, right? Because it's so different and so personal. It's so relative that, it's important to not be like, well, everyone has ups and downs. Sometimes it's more than a normal up or down, right? It's however you choose to do that, whether you're public with it or not, I don't think matters. I think the most important thing is that you do what's right for you.
Yeah, it's difficult because I've got this chair, and this seems to be the natural place, which is quite strange because obviously this is quite an unnatural situation, to talk about those things, because I'm away from my kid. I'm in a place where I can talk openly with people that I feel comfortable with, and this feels like a nice place to share those things. So it has become quite an emotional space to be in here, but I look forward to it. Like, I can kind of check in with myself here and come up with ideas, and fans come up with ideas, and it's a very creative egg. this chair. Yeah. Anyway, there we go. I will leave it there. It's very nice to chat to you, Skylar. Thank you. And it sounds like
so nice
really interesting work.
16 years in making, so it's been so excited to
What's that?
finally get to. Just 16 years. I think that 16 years ago, I think is when I first heard you for Good Night and Go, and it was for the first time I fell in love with somebody, so it was so perfectly encapsulated in that moment. And I just remember getting through my teenage years and going, man, I would love to give her a hug someday.
Well, not in these COVID times, but perhaps if you do see me, do give me a hug. I would
did see you when you went to Chicago this last time.
Did we give a hug?
But you were very busy. Well, you were I was in one of the people that were there for you setting up that had
yeah, in the sound check. Yeah.
But we're in sound check. You don't have time for that stuff.
No.
You had those crazy gloves that you had to make sure work.
Yeah. Always. Yeah. The tech that I'm developing to make my life easier and more creative, that ultimately is about 15 years of making it very difficult before it makes it very nice and easy and flowy.
Yeah.
There we go. Right. Okay. Well, it was lovely chatting to you, Skylar. I will leave you now, and
right.
Very appreciate the conversation. Bye. Right. Unexpected. Well, maybe not so unexpected because I had discussed it. Right, we've got one left. Ebenezer Etim. Ebenezer Etim. Cool name. Is he here? Is he here? Ebenezer Etim. There he is.
Hello, Imogen.
Hello, how are you?
I can't see. I'm fine, thank you.
Oh, your chair looks nice and comfortable. Looks nice.
Yes, it's from IKEA.
Is it? Oh.
I'm so excited to be here. I can't believe I made it through.
You did, and thank you for waiting all this time. I'm so sorry to keep you waiting. I appreciate your patience.
Thank you.
Yeah, where are you in the world?
I'm in Germany.
Ah, very nice. Whereabouts in Germany?
Yes, in the western part of Germany.
The best. I have been in the north. I went to Bremen when I was very young, and that's where I discovered Nirvana. Yeah, and alcohol, lots of alcohol, and cigarettes as well. Which I remember saying, "Can I einen Zug haben? Maybe that's Swiss German. Can I have a bit of the cigarette? Kann ich einen Zug?"
Also kann ich eine ziehen, ja.
That's much better. Kann ich einen Zug? Yeah, that was very important when I was 15. Needed to know how to say that, because we didn't have any money to buy our own cigarettes. Or were legally allowed to buy them, in fact. Anyway, so, how do I pronounce your name?
It's Ebenezer.
It is Ebenezer. Yeah, it's very cool.
Yes,
Ebenezer.
Yes.
I wrote a song called Ebenezer once. No, it wasn't called. No, it wasn't Ebenezer. Sorry, it was Elijah. It was Elijah, and I loved it. And it was a very sad story about a couple that grew so old together, and every day they'd wake up next to each other. I wrote it when I was like 15 or 16, and I don't know where it is, but I always think that was one of my best songs, and then I just don't know where it went. But it was about this couple, Elijah and his wife, and then his wife, or Elijah died first, and she woke up, and this whole story was like they woke up again. There were always these nice kind of interactions that they had in the morning, and they'd like to kiss each other to bed before they went to sleep when they were like 95 or 100 years old. And then one day he didn't wake up, or she didn't wake up. I can't remember which way around it was, and it's just really sad, really sad. Anyway, didn't finish it, or didn't record it, or whatever happened to it. But anyway, you just reminded me of that. Haven't thought about that for a while.
Okay.
So you have a question?
Yeah, actually, I think you already answered it, but I just wanted to trick AImogen because I thought maybe an easy question.
Oh no! Wait, you've gone all funny. Wait, I'll say that again. Everything just went like that. Could you say you tried to trick AImogen and then it went funny?
Yes, with a short question.
Yeah.
I asked her if you do smoke cigarettes.
Really?
Yes.
That's weird. That is weird.
But
okay.
But I thought it's actually a rude question to ask. So I thought about it. What cigarettes can do to your voice?
Yeah.
Or what? How age can affect your voice?
Yeah.
So how do you deal with things that might change your voice over the course of time?
Yeah. Thank you. Well, I will answer your question very briefly. I don't smoke anymore. So I'm going to add that in. But I did smoke don't know if my mum ever knew that, but I did smoke a lot. And then I had to, obviously, because I basically would go to these gigs and I would try to sing. And in the early days, like when I was like before 22, I smoked a lot. And when I went to do these shows, a lot of that first record was very shouty. Like there's a bit in one of the songs called Rake It In where I literally just scream for about a minute. And I would often get onto the stage, like lie down on the stage and kick my arms and legs and kind of go into this frenzied fit. And then everyone would be like, who's that weirdo? And would probably have left the room. But I thought I was cool. Anyway, I would shout at the top of my voice and do these kind of like trying to be really rock. I was really rocky when I was younger. I was like dressed in black and had my hair all backcombed. So I did end up kept losing my voice, but I never had any training, and I still haven't had any training. I think I could do with a bit of training. But once I did go to this teacher, I had one lesson, one teaching lesson. I can't remember his name, but he was Italian. He was a very flamboyant man. And when I went there, he was like, Imogen, we're going to sing Ave Maria. And so I had to sing this, O mio babino caro, that O mio babino caro. Sorry, I liked putting on my operatic voice. And he said, so when you go to the doctor, well, if you're a man, you cough. Why do you do that? Why do they hold your, basically they're checking that everything's working down there in the man section, and that the testicles do whatever, and that's because when you cough, you use your whole body, you use your whole, all of the breathing apparatus, right down to your pelvic bone, so he said when you sing, you are meant to be singing from there, like right down there. But as we get older, that's why babies can scream, apparently. This is what he told me. That's why babies can scream 24/7, don't I know it, but not lose their voice. And that's because they are screaming using the whole of their apparatus, their mechanisms for making sound. But when we get older, we become inhibited and we start to talk more up here, and we talk in our throats, and we kind of hold our shoulders forward, and we don't use our whole projection and diaphragm and everything. So he taught me basically to sing from my vagina. No, he basically taught me not really, but in actually not so many words. That's basically what he was trying to teach me. So if I am ever like really screaming on stage, that's about the only time where I go, okay, I need to scream from my vagina, to kind of like make sure I don't lose my voice. There, I said it. So that's what I need to do, apparently. But I've never had any singing lessons apart from that, and I thought I think that's the really good advice. I think I'll just leave it there, and I don't think I had another lesson after that. But I do worry about losing my voice. I mean, the best way to not lose it is just to exercise it, just to sing. And I sing all the time when I'm at home. I just like sing nonsense, sing in the shower, sing to Scout, sing. I'm always singing. But I'm not like really singing. I'm just like, not like singing how I will hopefully sing tonight. So as a result, my voice isn't as good as it was when I was touring lots and making music every day, and in the studio. And I'm aware of that. And so when I do shows, I'm generally pretty rough at the beginning of the tour, and then at the end of it, I'm kind of hitting my notes. But it's because I just haven't exercised. I know I should, but I don't really consider myself. I do sing, but I don't consider myself as a singer. Like, I'm not super trained, like do my scales, and that's my one thing that I do really well. Yeah. When I have more time, I should protect my voice. I do worry about losing my voice. It's true. I do. But by not, properly knowing how to sing and massaging it with better vocal techniques and practicing. Yeah. But there's only so many hours in the day, aren't there, Ebenezer? And when you've got lots of things you want to do, or lots of things you have to do, sometimes those kinds of things just go out the window. But I think that would change this year, because I'm going to be doing these things every Tuesday, and then I'm going to be making music on the Wednesday out of the things that I did on the Tuesday. And then somehow I'm going to find more time when the team come back in, if I can pay them, to do some of the other bits. They can do the other bits, and then I can actually get in studio more. Yeah. So there is a plan at work, but it's long. It's not always.
I can't wait.
Not tomorrow.
Because the last song, I think it was The Quiet.
Yeah.
She released. And I have to say, I love this song.
Oh,
it was
great.
one of my most listened songs on Spotify.
Oh,
so
thank you.
I think one of my favorite songs of you.
Really? Thank you. Yes. I really love that song. Do you know why I made it?
For the video game.
Yeah. Did you see the little making of?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
I think the video game, it was not that successful, wasn't it?
No, it was not successful at all. I think it was voted the worst video game of last year or the year before, whatever it was. I really worry about the director because he is such a nice man. I'm trying to remember his name now. He was so nice. He had this idea for the longest time, and for whatever reason, it just didn't materialize in a good experience for people. And I loved the script. I didn't read the script, but I read the synopsis, and he wrote me this hand letter. He's just such a gracious, kind man, and super talented. Worked so hard, and this was his, a thing that he'd been dreaming of for like 15 years, and then it just ended up in this horrible flop. And I just don't know what happened to him. I worry about him. I should check in with him, because it was a very nice experience for me, and I really liked writing that song for the game. Yeah, I'm very sad that it didn't end up, doing more for him, because he worked very hard on it. Yeah, and they paid me well. I appreciate that. I do appreciate that. Anyone outside of the music industry pays you well. Anyone inside the music industry doesn't pay you well. That's the irony of the music industry. Yeah. Right. Okay. Is our work done here?
Thanks for the answer.
My pleasure. Thanks, Ebenezer. Thanks for your support over the years, and I'm glad that you really love The Quiet, because I do too. And yeah, have a lovely day. Cheers.
Thank you. You too. Okay. Bye.
Bye. Okay, I've got one left. Jame. Is it Jame or Jame? Jame. It's like Jamie, but the A is before the M instead of after the M. And Jame was on... Oh, is it she? Didn't expect that. Don't know why. Hello, Jame. Are you there? You need to unmute your... This! Hello! You need to unmute. Nearly. Oh, nearly. I could see you've unmuted it, but I can't hear what you're saying. Nope.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you now.
Hello.
Hello, and you brought your cat.
I did. This is Luna.
Oh, she's lovely. Or he. She. She's quite clearly a she.
I'm a Potter fan.
Are you?
So I have Luna and Sybil. Sybil's asleep in her box.
Oh, it's nice. Very nice. Yeah. Nice to meet you and Luna. So how do I pronounce your name? Because I've seen you on different places.
Yeah. So phonetically it's Jamie.
Okay.
But my friend Kelly, who you spoke with last week, will forever call me Jane.
Okay. Jamie. Okay, I got it. So next time I see you, I saw you last week on the stream, didn't I? On the improvisation. Yeah.
Yes, you did. You played "Come Here, Boy" for me, and
Thank
it was
you.
amazing.
Thank you. Yeah. I think it was the first time I played it with the gloves. I think. So.
It was awesome.
Thank you for that. Yeah. I'm looking forward to this week's today's, because I've got to still practice a bit, but I'm playing this really beautiful song by this artist called Yona Lee. And she's also has a band called I Am I Who Am I, and her fan base got together. Well, one particular guy called Marco, can't remember his last name, got together the fan base of Yona Lee to contribute towards £500 to get me to sing a cover of her song. And they've told me the cover, and I'm not allowed to say until tonight. But it's so beautiful. I love it. And then after,
looking forward to hearing it.
Yeah, it's really good. And then after that song, I'm going to play this song that I wrote when I was 15 that I think is terrible, but somebody is paying me £100 to play it, so I've got to play it. And it's the difference in that one's really beautiful and one's really awful. So I'm going to play them right next to each other just to highlight that fact that this song that I wrote when I was 15 is dreadful, but the song that she's written is beautiful, so beautiful.
Similar to J.K. Rowling, she wrote the end of the last chapter of the Harry Potter books first.
Oh.
So to read her whole series and then go to the very last chapter and have it be from the beginning when she was still, working on her craft.
Wow.
Fun juxtaposition.
Fun fact as well. Really, she wrote the whole book after she'd written the ending. Mm-hmm.
I believe so. It's been a while since I've double-checked my Harry Potter trivia, but I believe that the very last chapter was written before the other books.
Okay. I don't know much about the Harry Potter world, I have to say. I got introduced to it really through the play.
Which was also great.
Thank you. Yes, it was.
It was the most beautiful amalgamation of two loves, like Imogen and Harry Potter. Oh, I was in heaven.
Cool. Did you find it distracting to hear all the stuff that you probably recognised in the play?
I feel that it made it more magical because the songs already had meaning for me, and even in a scene that wasn't very powerful, it was just because of the song that they played, like waited out during the library, during the staircase scene. Oh,
yeah,
my heart. It was beautiful.
Yeah, thanks. I really enjoyed it. It was really good, really intense, but good. So, Jamie, what is your question?
Okay, well, my question is, have you found it difficult to make space for your grief during the COVID pandemic? What kind of techniques are you using?
Okay. I'm clicking record. I have not found very much space for grief during these times, during these COVID times. It really comes, I have a kind of latent sadness that is there all the time. Like now, it's like really at the surface, and I'm basically like this all the time. I can talk very normally, but then if I get reminded, then it's just really close all the time. And sometimes it could be a tiny thing that Scout says, or just looking at a view, or just crossing a road, or it could be anything, and it just wells up. I haven't found, but I guess I'm dealing with it every day, in very small ways. But there's not a night that goes by where I don't think about her before I go to sleep. And it's sad. No, why have you lost somebody recently?
Yes, my 19-year-old niece passed very tragically 10 days before Juliet.
Yeah.
She was hiking in Zion National Park, and it was an elevation of about 1,500 feet on a trail called Angel's Landing, and she just lost her footing and fell. Even though she was like your sister, she was an expert. She'd been all over the world and knew her craft.
Yeah,
it's unbelievable. But it's so good to have the peace knowing that she died doing what she loved.
Yeah, definitely.
That's probably one of the things that I'm most grateful for, because I don't know,
it's a thing that you hold on to, isn't it? Yeah. I think about that too, that she was having a great time. I've spoken with a lot of the people that she was with in Argentina, and they were all so lovely. She was just having a really good time. Really, she was laughing just the minute before. It's the bit is the no, I can't talk very much now. There hasn't been a lot. Haven't been much time. No, actually, a very dear friend, lovely man. I talked about him last week. Rupert Heim. He's a very lovely man, and he recently died. He died on a couple of Tuesdays ago, and he's got his funeral.
He was the trumpet player?
On Friday. No, that was John Hassel. He's not dead, is he? No, I believe he's not dead.
Sorry.
No, Rupert is a producer. He's a producer, and he was like really fought for artist rights and composers, and he worked at the Ivan Novellos, and he's just done so many things in his life, gave so much time to bigger causes, and also just made tons of music, and he was just a mentor to so many people, and I'm just very grateful to have him in my life. But he had a something that lasted a long time, and then eventually it just got the better of him in the end. It was inevitable, but yeah, again, just an awful time to go right now. Just dreadful. Just can't be with people in that last few days, or just couldn't be with anyone for like the last couple of months. I mean, he's with Faye, but just horrible time to go. I'm every time I think of when Jules died, I think, because literally, Brexit happened, and then the coronavirus, and just all this stuff going on, just
Black Lives Matter
fighting, and I just think, in many ways, I think she got off lightly. Sometimes I feel like, maybe she chose a good time to go. It's just gone crazy. I don't know how her job would have worked out. I don't know. She left on a high, and that's great.
Not to mention what they did to her cupboards. Goodness gracious.
That's right, exactly. She wouldn't have liked that. Yeah, so I'm grateful. Yeah, but I will. The thing is that all the time that you can't spend with her in the future. All those things, all that time I was hoping to spend with her as a aging old grumpy lady that we would do together as sisters, that we didn't spend that much time together. I just thought we would when we got older, that we'd build something together here in the house and the theatre, and so I miss all the things, the dreams that we had. Yeah. Well,
the life that you were expecting to be able to see.
Exactly.
Such a beautiful young person had so much left to do, and it's just not fair. It's just so dumb. I know.
Yeah, I know, and it does make you think about death and try to make sense of it, and in that moment and what happens, and I am spiritual in some way. I search for meaning and try to make sense of the universe, whether it's in quantum physics or whether it's in some strange other thing. And there was a period where somebody sent this, what's his name? It's a really nice man. He has this great thing called SonarWorks. Sent me this link to a talk about a man, and it sounds a bit crazy right now as I say it out loud, but at the time it's exactly what I needed to see. It was a person who studied, I can't even remember it now, but it basically got me through about 3 weeks. It was like thinking about this space when somebody dies, that almost like all of your thoughts and your feelings and your consciousness essentially reverts back into an all-knowing thought layer of the universe or something. It's not a thought layer, don't know how to describe it, but there's just something in that you return back to form, or return back to nothing, or return back, you basically, I mean, that
energy
just
goes somewhere.
No, exactly. No, there's no such thing as deleting. It goes somewhere. Right. Energy transfers into a different energy, and so just thinking about, I mean, I don't believe in heaven with angels, and I don't believe in that. I don't believe that you can kind of talk to people. I don't dismiss that people do, and but I'm not like channeling conversations with Juliet or anything like that. But there's this feeling that maybe that she's gone, not she, but this memory, this constellation of her in that form, in that physical form, and what she experienced somehow goes back into something that we all at some point maybe experience. It's just some energy. It's an energy.
Comforting.
Yeah.
I think that's what they would want for us, is to have some comfort. And I don't know. It's hard not to imagine what Savannah, my niece, might be thinking. You know, like, why are you still so unhappy and sad? I need you to be happy and celebrate my life. And but it's, I don't know. It's just so. It's hard, and it's hard to make time right now, especially because you can't be with your family members who are going through the same things.
Yeah.
You can't. In some ways, I almost feel guilty for taking the time that I need to grieve, because shouldn't I be, you know, looking for social justice for my fellow man? I should be protesting and getting out there and raising money for the bail bonds, but it's so hard sometimes to just, I don't know, to go about everything like you used to.
Yep. Yeah. I know what you mean. I don't know. I realise how much I don't know. I worry about my mum. I worry about my dad. I worry about, the family. I feel like I'm not spending enough time thinking about her. But then when I do, it's really hard. But she's not in any pain. She's not there. And it's just what's left behind. That's us. Yeah, and we just have to choose.
That's us.
Choose how to be with that. And I look to my daughter, and I think the hardest thing is, one of the hardest things is, up until Jules, it's like I had lost a couple of close people, but not that level. And
same.
And so you kind of feel still a bit invincible until that point. And now I feel not invincible. and I worry, and I kind of think about, I have a bit of anxiety about, how long can I live for Scout? Or that the other way around, that I'll leave Scout before I go. Ooh. Yeah.
Nobody should have to bury their children.
No. So, I don't know. The life is a tragedy thing. Does give me some comfort too. That if you kind of accept that, especially the older you get and the more people you know, is going to happen, and that if there's some kind of state of acceptance that life is tragedy, then perhaps that, I don't know, makes it easier to get through the day.
Yeah, I have shared with Sarah. I had a chance to talk with her on your Facebook page because I reached out to you here and there, checking in on you. Yeah. And she replied saying she had recently lost her aunt and uncle, and so we talked a little bit about our grief. And I had shared with her a story that an older man had shared, saying it's a lot like a ship crash, a shipwreck. You know, you're like floating around in the ocean, and all you can see is the debris of the beauty that was once this glorious ship. And so you just sort of cling onto something, like a little piece of the wreckage, maybe it's a beautiful memory that you've shared with them, or a piece of their clothing that still smells like them. And it's not easy at first. Like, the waves are 100 feet high, and you don't have time to catch your breath. And eventually, like, the waves are fewer and farther between, and they're a little bit lower. You can kind of see the waves coming, like maybe it's a birthday or a holiday, and you know it's going to be hard. It's just that was some good perspective for me, because Christmas sucked last year. I gotta say, it was just so awful. And my hope is that with a little bit of time, you know, we'll never forget, but we'll keep them alive.
Yeah.
Make sure that my younger niece remembers her and understands how amazing of a person she was, and
keep the memory. Sure. Yeah. That's a nice picture of the wreckage. I think somebody trying to describe the feeling of losing something that's such a permanence in your life ever since, it was one. She's been there. And saying that it's like you're I can't remember exactly, but it's like you have a staircase in your house, or you're used to going on this staircase, and then one day the staircase has one less step, and just that imbalance, that complete throwing, you're like, I'm sure there was another step. There's that feeling of always something not quite right, that missing step. It doesn't sound very like a nice way to describe it, but it made sense of everything. Was just
very
so
jarring
set
to step on a step that's always been there and is just gone.
Yeah.
Lurch forward.
Yeah.
Fall on your face.
Yeah.
It's a good example.
Yeah. Well, thank you for that.
Yeah.
I'm very sorry, and thank you for sharing with me. And well,
I'm also very sorry for your loss, and it was comforting to have the words that you said about Jules, because so much of it translated to the way I felt about Savannah, and I just couldn't. I'm not as eloquent as you are, so it's good to have.
Oh, thank you.
Expression of that feeling.
Thank you. Yeah, it came. Yeah. Anyway, time to go. I think.
Time to go. Yes, I've been listening to your improvisations every week. They're a bay in the storm. I'm so happy. It's just something to look forward to.
Thank you. Yeah, I absolutely love doing them. It's really, really, really helping me right now. To just get into that space. I mean, tonight's a bit weirder, a bit different, because there's going to be songs and there's going to be this cover. And in a way, I'm not so sure how I feel about that, but it is raising more money for the Creative Passport because people put more money in to hear songs. But that period...
Definitely need that.
Yeah, but that kind of free space to just be and to just let it flow, and let whatever comes to mind comes, and sometimes they come in words and sometimes it doesn't. And I just miss that time so much. I miss that. I did that as a kid just for hours and hours and hours, and even as a young adult, until, the record industry, side of things got a hold, and there was all this other stuff to do. And I realise how important that is to my mental my mental health. So yeah, these Tuesdays, the session here is kind of preparing me for that session up there on the piano, and very emotional, good blast of core emotions on Tuesday.
Yes. Deep breaths.
Yeah.
Yes, and I'm pretty sure I need to start seeing a grief counselor, because I thought I had some ups and downs with my mental health. You touched on that earlier, and I would personally love to be part of your journey with your mental health. You had said earlier you were kind of hemming and hawing about it.
Yeah.
But I can't. So her sister is doing so much better than I am with this loss, and I feel like I'm starting to burden her by, hey, you remember the time?
Yeah.
So I'm thinking that it's time for a grief counselor.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe who did you speak with earlier? Was it Trevor?
Yeah, Trevor. Yeah.
The counselor, the therapist. Maybe we could call him up.
Group therapy. Grief therapy.
Yeah.
All right, Jamie. Well, good luck with it. I'm sorry.
Likewise.
And yeah, let's check in another time.
That's good.
All right. All the best.
You too.
Have a lovely rest of your day.
You too. I'll see you online later.
Yeah, see you online. Bye. She's gone. Wow. Dearie me. I was not expecting that. I kind of should expect it, because it seems to happen every time I get in the chair. Right. I now have to go cook dinner, practice Am I, Who Am I, and be ready for you, if you're going to come and check me out, for improvisations. Oh my goodness, I've just seen my eyes. Okay. Lots of love to you all. Thank you for being here. And thank you to all of those of you who are in the app with me. I'm going to be putting lots of stuff up there soon. As soon as Alexi gets back. Yeah. Take care wherever you are. If you are also dealing with grief and loss, I'm here. So are you. Just got to get through it or not. Just take each day as it comes. And just, I went for this really nice walk with Adam today. And start to notice things a bit more, don't you, when you're going through things like this? Start to notice the reeds kind of swaying in the breeze, or some sounds of seeds popping open in the bushes. It's like a kind of time warping soup sometimes. Anyway, goodbye everyone. Have a lovely evening, and maybe I'll see you as part of the improvisations. And if you do have any songs you'd like me to sing, please go to the GoFundMe page on my GoFundMe Imogen Heap Creative Passport, somewhere on YouTube, somewhere on online, and put £100 if you want me to sing something of mine, and £500 if you want me to sing something of somebody else's. But I haven't got very much time to practice it now, so I would recommend that for next week. Mine I can do, no problem. I would love to reach 5,000 at the end of tonight if we can. Who knows if that's going to happen? Probably not. Anyway, lots of love. Thank you for watching, and I will get to putting these bits somehow into Augmented Imogen.